Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah.
A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to HGN, Flying with the Foam. And for today, I feel like talking a little bit about another type of blaster around here that seems to follow through with the traditional priming rod technology, which has been present in tons of different blasters that I've been reviewing recently here on HJN and Flying with the Foam. But this is, in fact, one that we've had for some time. If you aren't very familiar with the Nightfinder EX3, then well, this is pretty much just a much more recent addition to the EX family of blasters out there. I've talked a lot about the Rev family of blasters, which included the Maverick, Strong Arm, Spylight, Icequake, and some others here and there. But the EX family, of course, started off with the Nightfinder way back in the day, and then working its way up to the Elite lineup with the Firestrike, and then with the XD series with the Inferno, and then we've had a few others here and there. But this is one of the more recent types, the Charrshot. This basically does boast the same exact sort of styling and, well, design shaping and molding as the Firestrike and Inferno used to. But the only real difference is that, well, this comes from the Battle Camo series, which is another sub-lineup of the Elite series other than the XD series, and also some others here and there. But the way this blaster works is very similar to many of the other EX blasters out there. Load a dart into the top, and optionally, you could just pull a second trigger, which, unlike the Nightfinder, many of the more recent EX blasters, like the Firestrike, Inferno, and this, plus the much more recent Voltage from the Super lineup, they all use this trigger down here. Although with the Voltage, it works a little bit more differently than any of the others that we've had back then. But this one here, like the Firestrike and Inferno, and probably others as well, they have a second trigger to where you can pull back, and it triggers a laser, as you can see here. This certainly ain't no Buzz Lightyear or classroom setting, but in all honesties, I feel like the laser still does pretty well, because depending on how light or dark it is, it certainly will affect how the laser looks when stretched out for long distance. But you can hold up to 3 darts in here, and it is possible to carry more because the Charrshot actually came with its own tactical rail attachment, which does pay homage to the Barrel Break IX2. It was a dart holder attachment. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me right now, but you probably get what I'm talking about. It's just a bright orange colored dart holder attachment, similar to the Barrel Breaks, but just more modernized. And it actually does a little bit better at holding darts than the Barrel Breaks did, because it has a little bit more tougher plastic, which would make it a bit harder for darts to fall out of it easily, like it used to with the Barrel Break when it first came out. But in all honesties, the Charrshot here, whether or not it does have the dart holder attachment on it, it still does pretty well. Just as you'd expect from the EX family of blasters itself. And I don't really see much of a problem with this one at all. It's a little bit small, but of course I could use the alleged Drac phenomenon, where you just stick your first finger out in the side like this and use your middle finger to, well, pull the trigger. I call it the Drac trick because, well, that's pretty much the only possible reference I could ever think of when it comes to this type of way to hold the grip and pull the trigger with. Well, the way I see it, this EX blaster certainly does pretty good, just as you'd expect from any of the others, but it does have some new stuff to it. It's got a better laser on it. It's got some pretty good detailing on it. But as it's a battle camo blaster, you can certainly expect some nice camouflage patterns to appear on these kind of blasters. But being that it's a much more recent EX series blaster, it certainly does pretty well. But sooner or later, I'm going to have to talk about another recent addition to the EX family of blasters, the Super Voltage, or Elite 2.0 Volt if you want to call it that, or anything else. I don't really care, but that's pretty much all I got to talk about here on HJN and Flying with the Foam. And if you want to see more, go down to my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.